Miss Martin Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where we muse upon what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. Today we're talking about something that makes me very happy. It is the Elfstones of Shannara, and it is a new year. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year. We're going to start this off with a bang and finish up the Sword of Shannara. I mean, the Elfstones of Shannara. And we've got one more week after here. It is so good to see everyone back. It is so good to be back. Yes. Thanks, Teresa. I'm sorry, Jacob. I have no idea what happened, but I corrected it right away when I saw. I don't know what happened, but you are back. Of course, you are the mod with the most. Thank you very much for being here. And who else do I have here? I have Rennie L. She's changed her name. And welcome.
She took the L.
You're not supposed to tell people. No, I'm just kidding. How are you guys this morning?
Oh, I'm fine. It's like is she talking? Are you talking to me? Are you
Yes.
talking to me?
That would be, are you speaking to me?
Oh, hell.
Oh, everyone hates the grammar police. Well, I know in Downton Abbey they probably beat you with a switch every time you did bad grammar.
Yeah, did they
Yeah,
have
she
time
did.
out back
It
then?
was quite exhilarating.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, how was your Christmas?
Mine was pretty good. It was quiet, but, perfect for us. Being newlyweds, we just really enjoyed a nice little bit of peace and quiet and having a long weekend.
Mm.
How was yours, ma'am?
Well, it was good. It was almost didn't happen for me. Well, Christmas always happens because the fucking COVID was still, I was still showing up positive. So I had to cancel my original flight, but I was still able to get to my parents in time for Christmas. I got out there on the late flight on the 23rd, and it was just us. Even my brother didn't really want to come over. He had his friends, so
Wow.
it was very nice. I wasn't able to get to mass because I was still sick and I didn't want to. I was still coughing and everything, and I don't want people to hate my guts. But we just slept in. Mom and I slept in literally till like practically noon, and then we watched some hate about Harry and Meghan because that's what you do on Christmas, and then we had a lovely dinner. But we didn't exchange presents because we didn't have any.
Oh.
Well, let's put it this way: we're all grown ups, and whenever we want something, we give it to each other. I mean, there were some gift cards that were exchanged, but Christmas dinner was really nice. I had lemon meringue pie. And all the way
Nice.
from the future, all the way from the future, it is the one, the only, the Viking himself from a very high northern latitude, Stieg Kenobi.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
Hello there.
how is the future?
Well, it's pissing down outside and it's icy. So, yeah, my hatred level is at a 7 out of 10.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's normal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, other than that, it's, yeah, you know, it's
Typical.
fine.
Yeah. How was Christmas?
Uh, it's okay. A lot
Get
of
anything?
ice. Could barely walk outside. But,
You always have a white Christmas.
Yeah. Lucky.
Yeah. Did you get anything cool?
yeah, I got a lot of useful stuff.
Nice. I got a Lord of the Rings mug. That's what I got with one of my gifts.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like? Because there's a lot of cool ones out there.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll put it on Twitter. It's the Fellowship. That silhouette
you
thing.
should
But
take a picture of it. That would make it a mugshot.
Oh, Lordy.
Oh my gosh. But you know what I mean, that thing from the poster, but it goes all around the mug. So with
Oh,
all the
okay.
Fellowship. Mm-hmm.
I got you. I
Yeah.
saw I saw one on Facebook the other day and I can't find where to buy it, but it had like the Elvish, well, the Elvish speak of Mordor like around like the ring, but it was on a mug. And it looked really cool and it lights up or changes color when there's warm liquid or hot liquid in it. So I'm like,
Oh.
I kind of like that.
It actually
Well, that's it.
struck me. I got a bunch of fish hooks and stuff
Mm.
for Christmas, and we opened the presents after Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve. So I'd basically eaten Christmas dinner, and then I got the tools for getting my own damn food.
You're like,
Nice.
thanks, you
It was like it was a little message.
guys. You need to do more with your life. Go
Yeah,
fishing.
you
Get
to
your own food.
At, at
rethink your
first,
life.
at first, I thought you were going to say that you caught sort of poopus out on the iceberg.
No,
Oh, oh boy. Um, what else? See, I got a mug, and I got. Oh, I bought myself a Quacks of Quinlan board game, which
I
is.
don't know what that is.
Oh, well, maybe I'll do a video about it because I enjoy it very much. Okay, we have the truth about Jacob. It wasn't me, and it wasn't one of my moderators. He said, I had to change something on my YouTube channel, and it took all my moderating privileges away for a bunch of channels. Oh, dang.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. I'm just so glad it wasn't me. Because I thought, oh no, I'm terrible. That's wild. Yeah, YouTube is weird. Oh, there's Winnie LOLing. And Jacob says, it's bad when the sky starts peeing on you. Black speech, which I will not speak here. How well said. Good one. And it's Youngsu. Greetings, everyone. Yeah. I got a stool, actually. I need to take a picture of that. Guess what color it is?
Brown?
Red?
Red! Ready? You've got the right answer. Everything I get is red.
I had a feeling that was kind of a favorite color of yours.
Really? I mean, why do you imagine that?
I don't know. It's just this weird. I was gonna say precognition, but that's not right.
No. You mean because every picture usually has red in it.
Yeah.
Hello, Matt G, bringing the bacon. I haven't changed since before I was born, so I'm very much a Taurus that way. What I like, I like. Oh yeah, and my profile's red too, and my Miss Martin. You're right, it is all red. That's a red I just noticed I had. So all's good. Well, everyone, if you want to share what you got for Christmas in the chat, go ahead. But otherwise, hey, let's talk about this penultimate stream. What do you think, Rennie? Any general ideas, oversights, thoughts, concerns about these chapters?
I'm trying to think of a good way to put this because I don't want to seem off-putting, but it's just it's another segment. Yes, it's really good stuff, but it's like, oh man, these guys just can't catch a break.
No.
It's like, you feel bad for them, but at the same time, you want to know what happens next and you want to know if they get out of it and if so, how.
Mm-hmm.
But I did find, something that we talked about in the past that we thought would happened. And I thought that was really good. And I liked a certain character meeting their maker, so to speak, because they deserved it. So lots of good stuff. I'm not sure where we're going to go from here as it ends. So it's kind of unnerving, but at the same time exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't want to stop reading.
Yeah.
Well, and Stieg, your thoughts before we get going?
No, I had a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun revisiting these books, and classic fantasy books like this, they're good, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why pay attention to garbage when you have this? And that's also what I hope getting out of these streams, that it will encourage people to read. the other day on a live stream, Lorena, she's having fun at the beach. Lorena Creel, if y'all don't know her, go ahead and sub to her channel. And she said that she's still getting into the Fellowship of the Ring. So, and
Tommy as well.
Oh, you're correct. He now is this his first time? I don't know if.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's I think he's only watched the old animated Lord of the Rings movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he likes that one, but now he's reading it, and I'm thinking. Well, he said he's really liking it, so he's having a good time.
See, it's so weird that you guys say that. So I actually was just talking about or talking to a girl that I work with yesterday, and she just started reading The Fellowship of the Ring, and she's like, I really love the movies. And so I started getting into the books, and she's like, I didn't realize how much they cut out at the beginning of the movie. And I'm like, yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's stuff that I feel like isn't necessarily needing to be in there, but she's really enjoying herself. And she's like, I should have started reading this stuff a long time ago. So
yeah, Jacob, we're doing up through chapter 44 today, and then the rest next time.
Correct. Yeah.
So 70 pages or so next time.
Yeah, so currently I'm kind of jealous of all the people that are reading The Fellowship of the Ring for the first time, the Lord of the Rings, because you could never go back to the first time you've read something that was just so amazing. That makes me happy. But it also makes me feel guilty. I sure hope he knew what happened in the Two Towers. He had to have, because my video on Wednesday was a big spoiler about Gandalf, if you don't know. But I thought everyone knew all about Gandalf, so... Oops. It was published in the 50s, 1950s. I think the spoiler time has run its course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and let's jump into chapter 37. Thank you for everyone coming in. I do see you. If you wouldn't mind sharing, and subscribing. I'm going to do a push. I want to get this bastard monetized. I'm almost there. My watch hours are really good. It's just I need to get some of those subs. And considering where I am right now, I wouldn't mind. I'm doing contract work right now, and it wouldn't hurt to get this bastard monetized. It's been a long time coming, so if you wouldn't mind helping me out, folks, I would appreciate it, and I will give you cookies, metaphorically. However, someone that's not getting monetized are these poor people, especially Amberly. Oh my gosh. They could not catch a break. Let me grab it, though, because I just realized I opened up my book to the wrong chapter. 37. Oh, this opens up with the old man. The old man. And I'm like, damn it, there's another new character. And then he's a dude who's been around for a very long time. And he's like correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, is he a guardian of this area? He's been in Wilder Run for 60 years?
No, he just settled.
Just hanging out?
Yeah, I guess he's kind of like a woodsman. He's doing woodcraft, stuff like that. But he's, I don't know.
Okay.
Well, maybe he used to be a guardian or something, but now he's just sitting there with a dog.
Yeah. It says here, crazy, they called him. Yeah, it's probably like the crazy old man to live in this wilderness, an old man alone with his dog Drifter. I love Drifter.
I know.
Yeah. And he doesn't like cats. He's like those worthless cats. And I'm like, oh my. I know some people that feel that way about my cats.
Well, one of them.
I know. She's being very quiet right now, though.
Hopefully dead.
Oh, you be nice.
I know he's not nice. He's mean. And we learned that his name is Hebel. And am I pronouncing that correctly?
I guess so.
Yeah, Hebel sounds good to me. And Jacob, I confess I finished the book. I couldn't help myself. No spoilers. Yes and yes to that. I couldn't. I had to force myself to stop. And Cephalo comes around. And Cephalo is a DICK. He's a bad guy. But he's trying to get some information about him. And he introduces Etria or Eretria as his daughter and these two elves who requires a guide through this miserable country. And Hebel's just sitting there going, they want to go into the Hallows. Do you still seek Safehold, Rover? And he's like, where can the Hallows be found? And then we first hear about the names of the witch sisters. It's like, dude, there's witch sisters. Morag and Malin Rowe. The Hallows belong to them and to the things they make to serve them, things of witch power. And we're going to learn a lot about them. They're really, really bad. And then we also learn that there's catacombs that's down there, and he keeps going, do not go, do not go. And then at the end, after they go, he's saying, I wonder if the elfling will meet Malin Rowe. So what's going on here? Rennie, help me out.
Well, first of all, I like the fact that, you've got a little bit of knowing, but a little bit of animosity between Hebel and Cephalo. And he really points out what a piece of crap Cephalo is. And I thought it was banter between friends, but yeah, he actually means it. And so I thought that was interesting. And the fact that he's had some interaction with a witch, if not both witches. And the fact that he lived to tell the tale was pretty interesting. And I feel bad for these poor elflings because they're like, oh man, something else to be afraid of.
I know.
Poor things. You feel so bad for him because he just can't seem to catch a break, But yeah, I thought he was pretty interesting, but I didn't know whether he was friend or foe at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he reminds me of that guy from the Friday the 13th Part 2, where he's like, don't go to Crystal Lake, you're all doomed.
Oh yeah. It's like, okay.
Yeah. But he gave us a lot of needed foreshadowing, I guess maybe that's the right word. He's like, okay,
yeah,
y'all gonna be going here, then you're gonna be going there, and then there's the bad witches. Steve, when you first heard of these bad witches, what were your thoughts?
Are they single? No, sorry. Well, I don't remember because it was probably 1994 or 95.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just reading.
Yeah.
But I had forgotten about Hebel and the dog.
The dog.
So I was like, yeah, I didn't. They had slipped my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a pleasant surprise. It was like, reading something for the first time again.
Yay. Yeah, that gives.
I did remember the witches, though.
Mm-hmm.
In the stupid TV show, they are demons.
Oh,
that guard the blood fire in a subway station. And they had
kind of?
Yeah. Oh, and get this: they have guarded it for thousands of years or whatever it is. But if they're demons, they can't have because of the forbidding, right?
Yeah.
You're right. They could only have done it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they could have only done it since 5 minutes ago.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's how fucking dumb that show was.
Ugh. Part of me thinks I almost want to watch it just to hate watch it. I don't know.
Yeah, and Eritrea is almost like a ninja in leather pants.
Oh, for crying out loud.
And she kisses Amberly because they're bisexual.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, well, when I said the show was retarded, I can back it up.
uh, as in slow. Retardando. It's a music term. Uh, yeah. Well, speaking of Eretria, there will come a time, healer, I promise you, when you will wish you had not been so quick to refuse me aid. Because once again, she wants him to come with him to take her with them. And they are all, no, you can't, no, you can't. I was getting Fatal Attraction vibes again. All Something's going to happen in the next 2 chapters that's going to change my mind. But I'm like, okay, this girl's going Fatal Attraction. But apparently she really was desperate because she was going to be sold as a sex slave, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't mention that.
Well, but they
But
kind of hinted towards it, you know.
sex slave, thief, whatever, assistant.
Hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah. And that what she was doing was out of desperation and it wasn't Fatal Attraction. So I've been wrong the whole time, and I will admit I am wrong. Jacob says it right here. Doom ahead, doom behind, surrounded by doom, yes, and they're about ready to get their asses handed to them again. Oh my gosh. All right. So these are short chapters, so we kind of go quickly through them. I don't think there's anything more
Well, something happened when they left, right? Because
um
Hebel saw something that passed his house.
um okay, that's before the conversation with Eretria. Well, he
Yeah,
didn't see anything.
basically the Reaper passed through, scared the fuck out of him and a dog.
Oh, no, that's not yet. No.
Oh, then no.
I'm like, wait, I'm getting confused.
No, it's okay. I was going back to see, did I miss that? It's like, no, it wasn't this chapter. Well, that's also the other problem with short chapters is that
It kind of runs together.
it does run together. But you're right. Yeah, no, it just ended with him thinking they're going to be in danger, and the cute little doggy. And then so as we go into chapter 38, dawn broke gray and sullen over the Wilderrun, and there's mist again, the creepy mist. And they said there's been no further conversation with Hebel. They just went on. And he's like, this is where we part company, healer. Your way lay south down the smaller road. And he's what was it? They part. Will says goodbye to Eretria. She's not very happy, and then they start ahead. And then we go back to Hebel. This is where this part is. It's like he's like he was seeing all these bad signs of portents for them. He's like they suck, and all of a sudden he stopped. He was chopping wood or something, and he feels a shadow come by. The axe fell from his hand and tumbled to the earth, useless. So that horrible, terrible grip of the Reaper. Then the feeling slipped from him, gone as quickly as it had come. And then he thinks to himself, never have I come too close, so close to dying. Da, 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 da. And on that happy note, Jacob has the hots for Eretria. Well, she is kind of pretty. Yeah. So there's a little bit of a twist to this, because if the Reaper were coming for them at that moment, they would be DEAD. But as we learn in a little bit, something else is going to happen. But they come across Spire's Reach, a solitary column of rock thrusting up into the gloom, barren and pitted. And at that point, Amberly falls and twists her ankle, and I'm like,
well, this is after they leave the Rovers, though.
Yes, they parted company from the Rovers, correct.
And Eretria was really salty.
Yeah, she was salty. Yeah, he said goodbye to her, and she just didn't say anything. She just kind of grunted. She's like, oh, you don't love me. But Yeah, and when she fell down, I mean, at this point again, they've got the living crap beaten out of them, and then she twists her ankle. I'm like, girl's gonna die. They got the Reaper coming after them. They gotta do all this sort of stuff. And meanwhile, while her ankle's twisted, they decide, let's have a conversation. Let's go back to the stones. Do you think I can use them? I don't know. I don't think I can. I think I can. And she's like, but maybe you need to believe in yourself. And then he decides to open the little package thing with his stones, and there are 3 ordinary pebbles. At that point, I was like almost throwing a fit. I'm like, son of a biatch.
Yeah, because we all know what that meant.
Yeah, stupid Cephalo and Kefalo, or however the hell you say his name. He's
like,
been
cut him.
cut him. Yeah. Let him die. Let him die. And then I'm like, they are so fucked. But also, how stupid. It's like Kefalo, or Cephalo, you dumbass. It's. First of all, we know he can't use them. They're not going to be any good. He can't sell them. And he's just perhaps doomed the whole thing.
Yeah.
Dumbass. And we're going to learn that he will pay for it. So I guess karma's a bitch. Need to. Oh, you have the hots for her too? My gosh, everyone has the hots for this chick.
Well, she's like Salma Hayek.
Okay, I can see that that's the thing. I'll get to your comment in just a second, Jake, because I want to continue here. That they have their pebbles, and he goes, "It was the Elfstones he wanted all along." It's like, well, no, duh, you stupid man. I mean, he's been kind of making that clear, and he's like, "I gotta go get them," and she's like, "Will, you don't need the stones," and he's like, "If we have to test that theory, I prefer it be done with the stones in my possession." So he's going to go back to try to get him from Cephalo. And then we've got a really badly written romance scene. She goes, her hands lifted to touch his face. Tears ran down her cheeks. "I care for you. I really do." And he goes, "Amberly." And "Be careful, Will Obsford. Do not give your life foolishly. Come back to me." She reached up to kiss him. "Go quickly." And he stared at her wordlessly for one instant. And then off he goes. Dun, dun, dun. I got to admit, I love romance, but I'm not sure Terry Brooks is good at it. If it always makes me giggle.
Yeah. That's fair. That's totally fair.
Yeah. So they're getting together. Again, another exciting chapter and an oh my gosh, they're effed chapter. Yeah, Steve, what
Hebel had a past with one of the witches.
Yeah. Was it like one of those kind of pasts?
Yeah, he had spent a night with her or something. So he kind of seems a bit obsessed with her.
She must have been really good then.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably enchanting.
Yeah. She rolled a 20.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Did she just say that? She rolled a 20. I love it.
Well, that's actually a thing in our Conan game. When sex happens, there's a roll to see how it goes.
So you need to find out, or you get to find out if your character enjoys it or not.
Pretty much.
Yep. Yeah, basically roll for a performance.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know who. I think it was Nina who said we should roll for that.
Yeah. Well, I think it started like with a question, like how did it go, and then you realized you had to roll. The same thing with the food, because we always have to ask how good the food is. And
then they tell me to describe how the food tastes. I'm like, It's bacon and eggs.
It tastes like bacon and eggs.
Yeah. Shansu says, no, I also threw a fit when discovering the pebbles. Yes, okay, I threw a fit.
Oh, I was so mad. Like, did you guys think when you were reading this, at least this is how I felt. I'm like, why did we even trust Sepple in the first place? Why did he check before he left the freaking old man's hut? What
Yeah.
is wrong with you, Will? I was
Will,
so mad.
it's like, Will, just go back to being a healer, you suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Go hang out with the gnomes. Hello,
Exactly.
black-pilled Timon Flip. I hope you're a little less black-pilled, but what was it? St. Athanasius? He might come through with you and bring you the meteor you've been looking for. Okay. Now Jacob Ironside says this, and Stieg would know. I did see that in the TV show, Amberly runs blindfolded through an obstacle course to become the chosen. What the hell?
Yeah, they have weapons training too. Yeah, it was like they were at army camp to qualify, so they could be the gardeners around the tree. And the tree had a door in it. I'm like, yeah, the Elchrist that we need to protect. Yeah, let's dig a hole in it and put a door there.
That's like the Keebler elves. They have a door. Does she bake cookies too? That's ridiculous. Oh, that's so ridiculous. Well, that's something more to be black-pilled about, Timon. But that is...
Yeah, and Eritrea gets a gun. You know that castle thing when the Reaper killed the elves?
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
he fell off the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, they find gun and ammo in there,
Oh my God.
which is somehow still functioning after 5,000 years. Or 3,500, I think it is. Yeah, it's an old army base. It's not a castle.
Well, I mean, if they're going to go that route, why not have like futuristic guns, like, Star Trek style with, sets phasers to stun or something?
Oh, and when the bridge collapses, all of them fall down. The Reaper, Amberly, and Will. And the Reaper gets knocked out. He's lying next to them in the river. I think it was. And they don't kill him. They just leave so they could take more damage than the Reaper.
Yeah.
Who looks like a robot or something in the show.
Oh, because he's
not terrified. Yeah, and he makes these locomotive sounds.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
the creepy thing about it is that he's quiet.
Yeah, and you don't see him knowing.
Yeah, this one looked like an armored. I don't know.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Oh, and meanwhile, we're having superlatives on how black-pilled Timon is. He's now dark-pilled, and into the void pilled, and then Jacob says black hole pilled. Sorry, there we go, black hole pilled. So wow. Well, like I said, I'm praying to Saint Anthony Athanasius too for several reasons. You'll get through it. You'll get through it, and hopefully the next World Cup will go better for you. Mr. Brown Alliance is here. Evening. All hope everyone is well. Everyone is well except for Timon, but we love Timon here at Miss Martin Muses. We love everyone at Miss Martin Muses. I was black-pilled really bad too, and then I decided to just hate on Harry and Meghan, and it's made me happier. That's something that's just given me endless entertainment. So we got to learn about his sex life too, about how he lost his virginity, and he gave details. It was
Ugh.
gross. Bleh. Yes, I'm like including smacking on the bottom.
Oh,
It's like,
that's
wow, you are such a loser, Harry. But that'll be a whole different discussion and a different. Also, hello all, happy New Year. Yes, Brown in the house. Yes, thank you for being here. Always great to see everyone. We got Hyun Soo. Yeah, we got. Oh wait, that actually sounded. Never mind. I'm getting childish in my old age. So we got a private chat here. Oh, is this a picture? Okay, I'm gonna look at this picture here. Oh my gosh, is that from the TV show or is that the real one?
No,
The
it's from the
Reaper
TV.
in the
Yeah.
show. That's retardando. He looks like
Cyborg robot Viking.
something like that. Yeah, let me see if I can. I can go ahead and share this. This is okay. Let me double check. For
He's
facts.
supposed to look like a ring wraith, really.
Well, but
Yeah,
I
and
thought that was the skull bearers that looked more like the ring wraiths, or were supposed to, right?
yeah,
No, they
well,
behaved like them, but this one is like, well, he's like the Grim Reaper. It's like a cloak.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that's.
pictured him looking like a Dementor. I know you guys
Yeah.
don't like Harry Potter, but
Oh no, I like Harry Potter.
He's
Oh,
never
okay.
described as this though.
No,
What the
no, no, no.
hell?
And that's what makes him so scary is the fact that it's like you can't see him. It's like
Yeah,
the
this one
angel
you
of
can
death.
see here, and yeah,
Yeah, that's dirty Rennie. Yeah, yeah, that's ridiculous. Well, it looks a little bit like a ripoff of the way they had Sauron in the Lord of the Rings movies with. Oh no, you know what it looks like? It looks like Skyrim.
yes,
Oh,
dragon
yes.
dragon plate armor or something.
Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da.
I don't know about you guys, but I got the impression in the book that he doesn't really walk. He kind of floats and just
Mhm.
kind of goes with the wind, so to speak. I don't feel like he would just be on feet stomping around. This guy looks stompy.
Yeah, it looks like Godzilla.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Reaper. The reason why they describe him as floating is because he's moving when it's dark and he is silent.
Yeah.
So they'll just see it looks like he's uh, floating, but he does have legs.
yeah. Yeah, Shansu says he should look a vague but deep shadow.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Because
Oh
this
my-
just looks like a boss you should beat in a video game, versus like being terrified and going, oh shit, I can't beat this guy. This guy
Yeah.
doesn't look undefeatable.
No. Ridiculous. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Let's stamp out heresy. There we are. You are kicked from there. Where the frack is my shadow? Where is my shadow? 39, chapter 39. This was one of my favorite chapters. OMG. It starts off with one of those meet last time on the Elfstones of Shannara. At the dawn of the same day that Will and Amberly faced with the disappearance of the Elfstones, the demons attacked Aberlon. Oh my gosh, what the heck? What an opening statement for the chapter. It's like, okay, here we go, kids. And this chapter did not disappoint. People were, there were so many boss moments. We have Dane and the rock and his rock dancer, and Eventide. Oh yeah, because Eventide shows up, and they're all, Eventide comes to join us, and in an instant, the elves are transformed. It was like a boss moment. It was so triumphant. And then Anders sees, but this is not the Eventide of old, as his people believe, because he knew him. He saw in the king's eyes a distance. It was a shell of the king. That in his head he was thinking that he had failed. I also thought that perhaps he had resigned himself to die. too. But it's very sad to see Eventide like this. And then he goes up to Ander goes up to his father and gives him the Elcree staff. This belongs to you, my lord. And Eventide goes, no, Ander. It belongs to you now. You must carry it for me. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then Ander goes, then stand with me on the wall, my lord. Son of a bitch. I'm like, it is so cool. That is so cool. It's such a father-son moment. Well, and remember, he lost his eldest son.
Yeah, and given that he's been in a coma for a while and then on a sick bed, he hasn't had time to deal with it.
No.
And he lost his best friend, the general, too. And his granddaughter is somewhere, maybe dead. He doesn't know.
Yeah. And he's failed. These the whole of Elvenkind and the whole planet, yeah. But wow, this whole idea of them standing together. Yeah. I just really like that. And then at the center of the defenders, Steve Jans and the last of the Free Corps anchored the defense. Hold, Elven hunters, hold. I loved this chapter so much. But these demons, they just kept coming. It reminded me of the War of the Worlds, when just the hordes that just kept coming, and there really wasn't much they could do. But then guess what happened? Dwarf sappers came along and used longbows and boulders to knock the black forms loose. And then a monstrous demon rode out of the attackers at the gates. So the lizard thing and its brethren followed after, pouring onto the ramparts. And the clawed hands ripped at the Legion commander, but the men of the Free Corps and the elves rallied about him. It's just like, these are terrifying images, but the way they're just being so brave, it just really was moving to me. And it goes on all day and into the evening. But
and
then
Steve Jans killed the big one.
The big lizard thing.
Yes, that was awesome.
And Ander goes apeshit hero.
Yes.
With the sword.
Yeah, he's like unstoppable. It was like, where did this come from?
Yeah. I think he got a boost when he saw his dad. And they had that bonding thing, because when Eventide gave him the staff and said he should have it, it's almost like the first time Eventide acknowledged him as king's material, because it was always the brother, right?
Yeah. It's like he actually showed that he had faith in his younger son, which was nice.
Yeah. That's why I was just so moved by it. And the fact that they were so brave also, even though tons and tons were dying. Yeah, the lizard demon stood within the center. Gosh, yeah, that he put a shaft through him. Gosh darn it. So it ends with, for one more day, the Aberlon is safe. But then something awesome happens that night. They're minding their own business, having a council meeting, and they're like, wait, my lord, someone's here. And it's the trolls. The trolls showed up. What kind of trolls were they? The rock trolls.
Rock trolls, yeah.
Which is what Kiltset was.
Yes.
Yep. They were from his neck of the woods, I believe, too. Like the same area that he said he was from, I want to say.
Yeah.
And he does this big speech which ends with, therefore, it is seen that elf and troll must put aside their differences and stand together against this common enemy. We have come, my countrymen and I, to stand with you. And then they kneel before Eventide.
Oh.
I can't stand it. And it says, Ander found himself wanting to cheer. I wanted to cheer.
Yeah, and this is Eventide's doing. He was the one who sent people to the trolls.
Mm-hmm.
So he has contributed quite a bit too.
Yeah. And I didn't mention this, but meanwhile, during the battle, also Alanon was using his little magic stuff to do things. Because
Oh, yeah.
that's what he does. But then after this dramatic moment, Alanon decides to go visit the Elchris, and it is just dead, practically. Drying bones of some dead thing. Gone was the fragrance in the color. Blood red leaves lay scattered. The tree stood bare against the night in a tangle of sticks and peeling bark. So basically, she's on life support. She's not dead yet, but she may. It's gonna happen. And he's like, "There's just, is there even enough time to bring Amberly back, even if Amberly makes it?" Dun dun dun. That's the end of that chapter. I love this chapter. I couldn't stop. I was cheering. I was excited. I was happy. All that and more.
Yes, I felt the same way. I don't know if this happened to you guys, but I kind of forgot that the dwarves were helping them until like this part of the battle began. I was like, oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really excited because I had still pictured it just being the Free Corps and the elves. So at first.
Yeah, the sappers basically dropped mountain shit on the demons.
Yes. Badasses.
There's not a lot of the dwarves, but they sure as heck got a lot of kills.
They're small but mighty, man. They just like keep kicking butt with these demons, and yes, some of them falter, but they just keep going.
Yeah. Well, what is it you say, Stieg? Dwarves are the superior race?
Yes. I said it and I meant it.
Yeah, before we go into the next chapter, I did want to acknowledge, that Timon was talking about Pele dying. Yes, rest in peace.
Yeah.
A legend. Gosh, we had the Pope, we had Pele, we had the guy from the Terminator. It's like, come on, 2023, knock it off.
Yeah.
I don't want to say what's going to become next, because I might get an answer to that. Jacob Ironside says, the dwarves are small, but their hearts are large. Correct. Well, chapter 40. Will is running back to get to Cephalo, and he's thinking, I care for her. Oh, no, I care for you, she had said, and meant it. Oh, not as emphatically as Stieg will say, and I meant it, but yes, she meant it. But of course, despair is coming to him because he's realizing how fucked he is. But who shows up? Eretria. She goes, surprised? He goes, very. I have come to save you one last time, Will Elmsford. This time I think you will hear better what I have to say. And he goes, Stefano has a stone. She's like, yes, I know that. He drugged you, you dumbass. Again. And because he drugged him the first time. Hello, Keely Chell. Thank you for being here. We're talking about the book and the fact that he is a dumbass, Will, because he keeps getting tricked by the same thing. And they make a deal. She goes, a tray, Will whatever the hell you say his name. I will help you get back the stones if you will agree to take me with you when you have them back again. finally he says, okay. So, yay. All right. I see there's a picture here I might want to bring up. Oh, my goodness gracious. Let's bring this up. Yeah, I like this. A picture of Eritrea. And
This is for you, Jacob. No.
you guys have that. Well, I'm prepared to eat my hat. I was wrong about her. Look at her, how pretty she is. Eritrea.
She has a rose.
She does have a rose. Yay.
I don't know why I pictured her being really short. Don't ask me why I did, but I pictured her wearing heels but being really short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's gorgeous. And yeah, I can see how the dudes would like her, and she'd probably get a good price from Cephalo. So in any case, they start running, or rather on the horse. She's bringing them back to Cephalo's camp when all of a sudden they see Cephalo's horse. And she goes, something has happened. His horse would not stray. And now it's all becoming clear that Cephalo has the stones, so the Reaper would be following the stones, not the people. And what they
Plus,
find is,
but their scent maybe would be on the wagons.
oh yeah, that too. And they are all just completely effed up. The Reaper is a horrendous creature. They find Cephalo, and he is so effed up they can barely even recognize him. But also in his hands, in the palm laid the Elfstones. The dumbass tried to use the Elfstones because I guess he's too stupid. Yeah, too stupid to live. Yeah. The stones had not responded to the rover, and he had died still clutching them. Ugh. So
And everyone else were dead too.
yeah, just carnage everywhere.
They're rover and done with.
Oh, oh no. Yeah. Again, showing us. I mean, this you don't f with the Reaper. Okay. And unlike the song, you should fear the Reaper. But oh my gosh. And I forgot Eritrea wouldn't have known this. And she's like, is it some sort of devil? And he goes, a special kind of devil. And she goes, poor Cephalo, he played one game too many. And she goes, where will it go next? They all knew what the answer to that was. I wasn't sorry one little bit to see that effer go. He had it coming.
Me too, and that's exactly what I was talking about at the beginning. Somebody meets like their maker.
You're like cheering, and then oh shit, he's going for Amberly now, who has a bad leg.
Yeah. And I kind of panicked like Will though, going, "Oh crap! Did the Reaper wind up getting the stones because Cephalo's that big of an idiot?" You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was glad that they were. It was gross that he had to pry them from his cold dead hands, but at least they were still okay.
Ever notice that when you read fantasy and stuff, if it's kind of dark fantasy, it's always better?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's the other kind of fantasy that's for kids. This is for grown-ups. Well, thank you, everyone. I do appreciate you supporting my channel.
Yeah, and one thing Brooks did early on was kill off all the elves, the elite fighter elves that were with Will and Amberly. Just kill them off right away almost. And that really established the threat of the Reaper.
Yes.
Which is good writing.
He's the man, and he deserves it. It's the whole Cephalo thing reminded me a little bit of what we would see in a few years if you're going chronologically with the way these are published with the Holy Grail. The same idea when that Julian Glover's character tried to misuse the Holy Grail and suffered for it.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
But correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong. Oh, sorry.
That trope got old fast.
Well, yeah.
Oh, come on, that was a good pun.
Oh, is that? Oh, no. I didn't realize you were doing a pun. Sorry. I was like, okay, I guess, it did get old fast. Well, at first I wasn't sure, though, that Cephalo hadn't died because he used the stones, but it wasn't necessarily that case, but it was because he had the stones that also affect him over and just showed how his hubris and his stupid pride and greed. Dumbass. So meanwhile, Amberly, with her broken ankle, is minding her own business.
Well, it's sprained, it's not broken.
Oh, it's sprained. Oh, my fault. Oh, yeah.
I think Will checked it out.
Okay. Oh, you're right, because if it was broken, she wouldn't be able to walk at all. So, sprained, when she feels the feeling like the touch of death. It's like, she instantly understood. But she's like, I got a sprained ankle. This shows what the power of adrenaline and the fear of the Reaper will do. She was like, screw the sprained ankle, rather. I'm going to just make a run for it. And she got like superpowers and ran the fuck, trying to get to the Hallows. And she was able to get there, and she collapses, crawling when she had nothing to draw upon. Her eyes were closed. She was waiting to die. She slept, and while she was sleeping, crooked wooden fingers of dozen gnarled hands lifted her up and bore her away. And I was like, what the actual F happened?
Yeah, and imagine though, she is in a misty swamp and she knows the Reaper is very close by.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was not far away.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So, we feel like the Reaper's about to get her, but then it talks about these like wooden hands. It's like, well, we know that's not him, but we also don't know that this creature does not mean her any harm,
Correct. I thought almost of that scene from the Poltergeist when the tree comes and tries to grab the kid.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I was thinking of the like creepy trees from, I think it's Disney's Fantasia, or and they also parodied them on one of the Shrek movies. But I just think of those evil looking trees, and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to be carried by that.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, and we don't know if they're bad, if they're good, if what's going to happen to her.
Yeah.
But very good chapters again, because it's creepy, it's scary, there's suspense, and it ends on a cliffhanger. This SOB is giving us cliffhangers left and right here toward the end.
Yeah.
See any thoughts before we move on to the next chapter?
No, just a really intense chapter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, one of the biggest situations of karma I can think of in recent times.
He does tend to give good payoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is important. Jacob likes a picture of Eretria. Thank you for keeping it up. Okay, I'll keep her up for a little bit. So meanwhile, speaking of Eretria, they're running to try to get to Amberly, and Eretria is feeling quite elated. She no longer needed Will's protection, she no longer belonged to anyone. She was her own person at last. And it said she might have turned her horse about and ridden safely from the valley and the terrible thing that had killed Cephalo and the others, but she did not stop to consider this. She only thought of Will. So maybe she should have run off. So this is where I'm going, dang it, I might have been wrong about her. Okay, because there was no reason for her to continue helping them. So she wasn't being completely selfish. So they began their race to save Amberley. And then they get to the Hallows. And let's see. Who do they?
Well, Will tells her the whole story,
Oh, yes. That's
and
it.
she actually believes him.
Yeah. And I think it makes sense that she believes him because they really were against all reason keeping their cards close to their chest. So it would make sense that if he's saying this is the reason when it nearly got them killed several times.
Plus, she saw what happened to
Cephalo.
actually everyone she knew.
That's true. The whole camp.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Zekra. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so they're minding their own business, and they come across Hubble, or Hable. The Hubble is Hubble is the telescope. Hubble, the Hable. And Will's all like, you know about the Reaper? He's like, is that what it's called? Yes, I know about it. It came to my camp early today, and he was coming after them, and he was kind of chiding them because, like, you guys were moving too fast. And they're like, well, dang it.
Yeah.
And Hebel goes, it's dangerous. And Eretria goes, ask Cephalo how dangerous it is. And but they're like, we got to go down into these Hallows, and they use Drifter to help them. Hebel decides to come along, even though he knows that it's foolish and he might die. But he's all, I've always wanted to see what was in the Hallows, and he said, this is Malin-Ro's end of the Hallows. She might remember me, Elfling. And it's like,
it's basically two witch sisters ruling the Hallows.
Yeah,
one has the east, one has the west.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of feuding.
Reminds me. Did you guys? I'm sorry, Stieg. Did you guys get a Wizard of Oz like vibe from that Wicked Witch of the East and Wicked Witch of the West kind of thing they had going?
It's probably a little homage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Mm-hmm. These are not good.
No.
And they're ancient. They've been there for more than 500 years at least.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think they say even more because, like, they were there for, yeah. But in any case, Amberley wakes up and she sees that she's got a bunch of sticks. And I shouldn't laugh, but I have this image of almost, what was the name of that character? Groot from the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I am Tree Guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Drifter is using his nose, and it's like, he's found the elfin girl, or he's found something, and he goes, Malin-Ro, is that how you say her name? Malin-Ro? She's got the elfin girl, or elfin girl. And he's like, are you sure? And it's like, yeah, dumbass. And they're, and so they go through all this stuff, and they end up at a tower. And when they get up there, a woman appeared, cloaked all in black and trailing long streamers of crimson nightshade. Malin-Ro, Hebel whispered, and Will felt the air about him turn to ice. Dun, dun, dun. So Stieg, where are we going with this chapter?
Yeah, basically just a tracking
Mm-hmm.
chapter.
Yeah, they needed to get us to Malonroe, but had to
Yeah,
give a practical reason.
yeah, a little bit of exposition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was surprised that he introduced this new thing so late in the book. Necessitating the exposition.
Well, we were told that the Hollows were dangerous early on in the book.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I guess it wouldn't make sense if everyone knew about Malonroe because no one would go in there.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to die. And then we got Groot, the stick man, coming around. I think of them were made of like toothpicks.
Oh,
Yeah, I was definitely getting a F. This feeling that things are not going to go good. When they're around the Reaper, they feel death. When they were in the presence of her, they felt ice. I was gonna say, Rennie, what were your thoughts?
I just, yeah, with the whole Malonroe thing, changing up the game, or the witch thing, because we already knew that they were dealing with demons, and the Hallows had their kind of stigma about it. But then for this next obstacle to come up, it's like, oh man, she's real. This sucks. You were kind of hoping that maybe the old man had just like maybe had a hallucination or whatever, but it's one of those things where the way they describe her in the book, she sounds like she's absolutely gorgeous, but I think it's just a facade to trick and ensnare men. So it could be wrong, but yeah, not exactly excited about it, and not a fan
No.
of the Malonroes.
Oh gosh, yeah. It was just one OF. I'm trying to be a better girl. OF the whole way through. Is like,
right? It's like they can't catch a break.
No. No. Yeah. Sorry, Jacob. I take her down. One out of the frying pan into the fire over and over and over again, or out of the fire into the firing. Which one is it? Out of the.
I think it's out of the frying pan into the fire. You had it right.
Yeah, the firing pan comes first. Okay. Yeah. And welcome everyone that's here. Welcome everyone that's here to Miss Smart Muses. We're talking about how effed everybody is in this book. But you have to go down into the darkness so that when the triumph happens, it will be all the more triumphant. And on to chapter 42, we go back. Meanwhile, the second day of the battle for Aberlon belonged to Ander Elisindil. Yeah, see, this is, I think, where he really, becomes the king of them all. And it was Ander who made the difference. It was as if the day he became... Oh, thank you, Terry Brooks. You took the words out of my mouth. It was on the day he became at last the king his father had been, the king who had led the elves against the armies of the warlock lord those 50 years past. And then all the grand music played as he is a badass. He was everywhere at once, from the rim of the bluff to the gates of Elfitch, sometimes on horseback, sometimes afoot. Always where the fighting was the heaviest. His chainmail gleaming Elcris staff held high, he stood foremost among the defenders of the city. I mean, that's just like, yeah, you go. I love you. I want you. I'll marry you. All of that. I'll bear your elfling children. But it also continues that not just Ander, though, even though Ander was the badass of them all, it was also a day of heroes, Brooks says, for all the defenders were inspired by the courage of the elven prince. Eventide stood with his son and fought bravely, his very presence lending heart to everyone. elven cavalry and dwarf sappers repulse sally after sally. Oh, damn. I mean, I really loved these chapters, and it just kept saying Ander rally them. It was Ander Elisandil's finest hour. And also the dwarf sappers were kicking ass and taking prisoners.
Well, no prisoners.
Oh, taking wait, what'd I say?
I don't think they took demons as prisoners. No.
No, and taking no prisoner. It's an expression, where you kick ass and take no prisoners.
Yeah, the no is vital.
I know. I'm sorry. I was getting excited as they were saying it. And when the struggle was ended, only 3 dwarves were still standing.
Ander rallied them and made the dwarves arrest them.
Oh my god. Put them in the phantom zone.
Amazing what one word will do. But check this out.
It's like, rally to me, put handcuffs on them.
Oh my god. They probably like it because they're freaky demons.
There you go. Hey, don't kink shame.
That's right.
Touch the Elcris staff.
Oh, no.
Touch my staff. I dare you.
Hey, I'm trying to talk about how brave the dwarves were, because the sacrifice they made, only 3 dwarves were left, but all the demons were dead. So, yay, dwarves. And I'm sorry I missed one word. They are flying to Black Flag. No quarter, says Jacob Ironside. Mm-hmm. And Eventine's horse was killed beneath him. And the demon saw him fall and surge forward, but then Steve Jams comes in with a scattering of Legion free corps. A borderman sprang into their path, swords cutting. And they rescued the king. At first, I thought when the horse was killed from beneath him that this was going to be Eventine dying, but no. And it is sad, though, because the Rock and Dane or whatever, the dancer and the Rock, he called them down, and Dancer screamed once and dropped into the midst of the demons. Yeah, he was taken down. So
yeah, those are the wing riders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then Eventine and Alanon are the only 2 that really carry over from book 2. I guess Flick was in it a little bit, but it's still just Eventine and Alanon.
Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the dwarves are the superior race.
Yeah.
Remember Hendel from book 1?
Yes. Great.
Way more effective than the 2 elf brothers.
I'm not going to argue with you here, but how intense this fight was. The Elfich was a pile of crushed stone and scattered wooden beams. But the demons did not come again that day against the city of Aberlot. So they are really...
If you thought this was intense, wait till next time.
Oh, don't do that
Stop
to
that.
me. Yeah.
I will fly to Norway just to kick your ass.
It gets more awesome.
Okay.
Oh, that's something to look forward to. Oh, Mritty says butt hurt demons. Yeah, you don't want butt hurt demons.
They feel like it, right? Because every time they feel some sort of defeat, it's like, well, I'm going to get them back even harder. And they just seem to be they remind me of children that are butthurt after they get fussed at. That's how I feel about the demons once they lose part of the battle.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think, the way that Rooks writes it, it's and then they didn't come for the rest of the day because they're pissed.
Yeah, a bunch of pouty poos.
They wanted the pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie, oh gosh. Meanwhile, so after the battle, as they're Eventine is chilling and kind of getting depressed. We're getting into his head. Again, it's just weighing on him that he is going to fail if none of this works out. And he's thinking of Amberly. But meanwhile, Manx, the dog, comes forward. And it seemed in the half light to become the corded limbs of a demon. So this is where we realize that Manx for sure is the demon, and he realizes that his doggy has been dead all this time. Suddenly, it all falls into place about who the spy was, how everything they said was getting back to the bad dudes, and also that Manx had killed his guards. And as he's attacking Eventine's fighting back like a boss, and he gets a sword from his guard, and they just fight the crap out of him, and he does a fatal blow to the demon, and the demon lands on top of him, teeth and claws ripping. Eventime screams in pain as the claws tear into his chest, and the jaws are closed about his forearm. But then someone had come, and then it said that atop the fallen king, the changeling rose up shrieking. In that instant, it left its throat exposed, and Eventine's sword swept up and basically tore the head nearly right off the dog, or
He
aka
basically
the
made a pest dispenser.
Yeah.
yeah, I turned him into a pest dispenser. Yes. And then the sword, and then the rest of them stabbed them, but a numbing sensation spread through his body as he turned to find Amber reaching for him. And once again, I'm thinking, oh my gosh. Then the king of the elves tumbled forward and the night closed in.
Well,
I'm
he
like, oh my
basically
God.
stood up first, looking like a badass, all determination and blood. And then he
Yeah.
keeled over. So he kind of owned it.
Yeah, you are correct. Eventine staggered to his feet, sword still clutched within his hand, blue eyes hard and fixed. What a
Yeah,
badass.
and I'm thinking the changeling is quite formidable, because I think it was the changeling that had killed the chosen.
Yes.
It was. Mm-hmm.
So he killed all of them, and Eventine is in his 80s
Yeah, he's 82.
and exhausted from the day, and still probably recovering from the coma that he was in, and he still kills it. And it's a little bit of a throwback to the first book, when Eventine kills a bunch of trolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
The guy can fight,
Yeah.
and we all and if you
Wait, I
hadn't
thought he
read
killed
book one,
gnomes.
oh, maybe it was gnomes, or I don't know what it was, but if you hadn't read book one, this would seem out of place, because all of a sudden this 80-year-old guy has serious fighting skills.
Mm-hmm.
But he's always had them. He was he's been an ass kicker for 80 years, right?
Yeah. This fight was so cool to read. And
Dude, I had a heart attack the whole time. It's just like, it got him again. Oh no, he's not gonna make it.
Yeah, it keeps hitting Eventine, because he's slowed down.
Yeah.
And he's slowing down more because of the blood loss. And he
Yeah.
almost passes out a couple of times too. And if the changeling had killed him, he could have hidden the body and taken Eventine's place.
Oh my gosh.
Like he did with the dog.
Yeah, because that was going through my mind. I'm like, oh crap, he's gonna lose, and now this dude's gonna impersonate him, and they're all screwed.
Oh, that would be
so
horrible.
That was an extremely important fight.
Wow. Well, it was amazing. And when his head was nearly completely cut off, that was awesome.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, finally got him. It only took forever. Now poor guy's probably dying.
Mm-hmm. But now that you all had to say Pez dispenser, yeah, as Jacob says, I knew it. Yeah, stupid dog. Well, because they were giving hints the whole time. The way he would growl at people that he shouldn't be growling at, and some of the uneasy feelings sometime that Eventime would get around him. And a man wouldn't get that feeling from his dog. You know, that's just not normal.
Yeah.
So there we go. I'm going to go to chapter 43. It doesn't stop. Meanwhile, like Mistress Death, she came for the humans, taller even than Elenon, gray hair long and woven thick with nightshade, black robes trailing from her slender form. And Habel goes, Malinrow. Because he's remembering that 20 she rolled. And she goes, the hallows are forbidden. No human is allowed. To those who please me, I grant life. To those who do not, death. So I guess, does that mean that Hebel pleased her?
I mean,
Well,
that's kind of what I got from it. Is
well,
that they
he
had a
had
little
not
fling.
been in the Hallow. He was just outside.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but he
Yeah.
knows her. You know, he recognized her face. I assume they had like a little fling back in the day when he was young.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they had. But
Okay, yeah.
basically, he told them nobody comes out of the Hallows.
Yeah. You're right, because I'm just looking here. It says, upon the rim of the hallows, when you were still young, a night I gave you, ... I remembered, Hebel whispered. And so she goes, it was a whim, a foolish one. And she keeps like holding this statue. So we have, it was a statue of Malinrow. We're getting some foreshadowing here.
Yeah, because he had made it for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's a little gnome servant called Wisp. And for some reason, I had this image from.
Well, he's gnome-ish. We don't really know exactly what he is.
Oh, you're right. It says a gnome in appearance.
Yeah, it was kind of like a weird little Stockholm syndrome-ish thing.
Yeah, with the face of a wizened old wizard man. It reminded me of the young Frankenstein, actually. The guy, the half hunchback from that. Jacob Ironside says, when the changeling was changing shape, I got vibes from the thing. Okay. Meanwhile, she goes, old man, what do you have to do with me? And he's like, me. It's like, she goes, perhaps you should stay here within the hallows. He says, it doesn't matter, but the elflings, Malinrow, help them. You could. And she's like, help them? He said, if you want me to stay, I will. There's nothing else for me, but let them go. Give them the help they need. So he's asking her and to help them. And she goes, they are your friends. You want to help them, don't you? Then they realize what that's going to mean. And Hebel goes, I want to help them. So he knows.
Oh, that was just so heartbreaking, though. He sacrificed himself, you know?
Yeah, and it was terrifying. His Melanose cloak enfolded both Hebel and Drifter, and they were lost from sight. And then what came out was a perfectly sculpted wooden carving of the old man and the dog. And Eretria cries, tears streak her face. I was sad because of the dog, because I was like, what'd the dog do? At least could have left the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a picture of that in my book. I need to find a way to put it on here, but she's very pretty, and it does make a cute little statue. But then she says to Will, I want the Elfstones, and you shall give them to me. I am older than the world and its races, older than the Druids, etc. Yet my blood is the blood of all the races, so I may command their power. I have a sister, Elfling, Morag, she has named herself. For centuries we have lived within these hollows, called the Witch Sisters, the last of our coven. Our powers match so evenly that neither one nor the other of us may prevail. But the Elfstones are magic that my sister does not possess. So, gotta love sisterly love. Yeah, so this will give her a 1-up.
Yeah, but the Elfstone has to be given.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows this.
willingly.
So she knows a lot.
Yes.
And the Elfstones are old.
Yes.
So she she knows her lore.
Yes, she's done her homework. And she goes, the Elfstone shall be your gift to me, and my gift to you shall be your life and the lives of the women. Accept my gift. Remember the old man. Think of him before you choose. And then all of a sudden, a handful of stickmen come in, and she's like, you've brought a demon into the Hallows. A demon after all these years, she cried. It must be found and destroyed. Wisp, his gift. And then by force they took from the helpless Valeman the pouch and the Elfstones. And she goes, I hold the power of life and death. Choose wisely. Remember what you have seen. And then they all collapse. And then Will, as he was falling, says the last thing he remembered was the feel of wooden figures closing tight about his body. Dun, dun, dun. So what the hell? So she says it has to be given, but then she took it by force. So
Yeah,
maybe I was
they have to be given for her to be able to use them.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what
Which
I
is,
got.
because it was explained at the beginning because Shay had given Will the Elfstones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I get
And-
that, but then why'd she take them from him by force if he had to give them to her?
Yeah, that part didn't
Well,
make
she
sense to
took
me
them
either.
from him, but she still can't use them until he gives them to her as a gift and saying, "Yeah, you can have them." But she can still take them, but they're useless.
I
So
see.
yeah.
So
So
basically,
when she's dealt with the demon, she'll be back and she'll force Will to say she can have them.
yeah, because her answer to anything he would say would be, "Well, you've lost them anyways," because
Yeah,
she
because
won't let him have them.
Yeah.
it's almost like you're passing over a contract.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now I get it.
But if she doesn't have elven blood, it'll still be useless for her. But maybe she has elven blood.
Yeah. Well, because she said she has within her the blood of all the races.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She's a
Yeah.
bastard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she said. So. Oh, you corrected your spelling. Thank you. I did see that, Jacob, but spell check is a BYCH. Wait, I just said the
A
wrong. Oh my
bitch?
gosh, I didn't even spell
No,
it right.
you said bitch.
Yeah. Birch. All right. We're having English issues here. Which? Oh yeah, that's the name of a sandwich place. I love
Yeah.
which.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Holy crap! Yeah, I bet you don't have a sandwich place called which, do you, Steve?
No.
No.
But did you hear about the one they found in the Sahara Desert? It was a sandwich.
Oh no. Wah, wah.
All right, we finally got to the last chapter for today, chapter 44.
Also, she was also working as a chiropractor.
Oh. Curse you, Rennie. I'm craving
Witch.
I'm being witch. I want a witch so bad.
Dang it.
Dang it. Curse, may you be accursed. Jacob says, son of a bench. I spelled it wrong. Oh, dear. All right. Chapter 44. Amberly is so helpful. She goes, Will, are you all right? Thank you. I'm glad you're here to tell us these things. And he goes, Amberly, I thought I had lost you. You. She laughs softly, her arms tight about his neck, and I'm ready to barf. Get better romance, Brooks. On one of the matte slate Eretria, her breathing deep and even. Yeah, the way probably a lot of men like her. Melanro, he whispered, has she harmed you? She's like, no, the stickman brought me here. She frightens me, Will. It's like, really? She's so beautiful. It's so cold. She's a monster. And he's hoping that maybe that the witches will destroy each other. And then he tells,
would be convenient.
Yeah, have them destroy the Witcher, and then sorry, not the Witcher, the Reaper, and then kill themselves.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
that'd solve a problem. And then they're all sad, and he's saying he's going to give them the stone story. He says, if it means saving our lives, I will. And I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea, Will. Sorry. And then they ask Wisp why she hates her sister so much. And long ago there was a man. Isn't that always the way of it? It's always a dude, or a dude is a chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Morag killed the man. And then, well, and then he's like, pretty thing, hello, hello. I think he's saying to Eretria. And Eretria goes, what game are we playing now, healer? And Will goes, just trying to learn something that will get us out of here. And because they're trying to get it out of Wisp, because Wisp is kind of dumber than a rock. And Eretria is like, is the lady here in the tower? And Wisp goes, she looks for the demon very bad, breaks all her stickmen apart. Oh, the stickmen got, yeah. And
Wisp really likes Eretria.
Yeah,
simply because she's pretty.
Yep.
And it's kind of strongly hinted that the witch has been torturing him.
And that's why he's kind of talking a bit kind of crazy. So then they ask him, what did the lady do with the Elfstones? And Wisp goes, in the box, safe in the box. What bosk? Will? I know, I'm sorry.
Bosk?
No, in the box. I'm going to hell. I just can't. That'd be a good hiding place.
Yeah, nobody's going to reach in there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where the wood comes from.
Oh. And then it said, and they realize that he's got kind of the hots on her. He's like, talk, pretty thing. And she crosses her legs. Would you show me the pretty stones, Wisp? Could I see them? And just talk, Wisp. Why do you have to stay here? And he's like, I serve the lady. And then the lady calls. Will the lady leave if I give her the Elfstones? Will is asking. Wisp did not seem to understand. Leave. Get out of the hollows. Wisp shook his head. Never leave. Never. Wooden figures. Pretty thing for Wisp. Take good care of pretty thing. He's saying to Eretria. He wants a little statue of her. Talk some more. Talk later. And above them, a bell sounded the second time. And they're going, well, Wisp, could be wrong. Maybe she wants the Elfstone so badly that she'll still let us leave. And they're like, no. The girls are like, no, 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 no. She's not
Oh,
gonna.
oh, and Wisp knows where Safehold is.
Oh yes. So they um
He has been there.
I'm sorry, I just read something. Okay. Yes, he's been there. So yeah, so Wisp is that too. So but I like it the girls are like, no, you dumbass, she's lying to us. All right. And he's like, Eretria is like, I'm gonna get us out of here. And Amberly's like, some of us maybe don't trust you. And she said, probably. Then she goes, we all deceive one another at times, don't we, Sister Amberly? So I mean, that was the dumbest thing ever. None of them thought they were sisters. And
Yeah,
at that,
she was just rubbing it in.
yeah, because she could. But at that point, Will then tells everything about Amberly. And who Amberly was, who she was, and why they'd come into the Willer run. And then she's like, I trust you better, I think. And then she's like, can I see this seed you carry? And Amberly withdrew the Elcris seed. And she goes, I go where you go, Will. If you say we must stay, then the matter is settled. Still, we have to get out of this cell. And he's like, and then we will find Wisp. And
Eritrea picked the lock.
yeah, she picks the lock, and then Amberly's like, what will you do if she fails? And Will's like, she won't. It's like, I do not want you to give Malonroe the Elfstone, says Amberly. It says, we've been over that. I have to get you out of here. And she's like, once she has the stones, she will destroy us. And he's like, not if I handle it right.
Cocky bastard.
Yeah. I don't know. And she says, I just want you to understand that I depend on you. And then at this point, she decides to tell him the real reason why she left. I'm going to check the private chat. I hope it's not something dirty. Oh,
It
no,
is.
okay. Okay. I was saying, I didn't know if this picture. And then, so she explains that she knew right away that the Elcris had a special relationship to her and that she was revealing to her things that she shouldn't be seen. And she said the secrets of the land and the life upon it had been lost to the races or centuries. And she said it was wonderful. She told me all these things. And she almost got high on it. And then she began to realize that she was losing who she was. I wasn't me anymore. And the rest of the chosen began to see a change in me. So it's like she was showing her the truth. Oh, fuck. Oh, pardon my French. I just pressed the wrong button. She was showing her the truth, and I think she was frightened by it. She was addicted to it, and she was frightened by it. Do I have that right, Rennie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so she left. She was losing herself, and she felt like it wasn't fair. I didn't ask for this and all that. But now she's feeling guilty because she says, if I maybe hadn't chickened out, maybe she would have revealed to me sooner what was going to happen and I could have saved everybody. But then Will's like, or for all you know, you would have been killed as well. And finally, he just tells her, believe in yourself, stop doubting, just believe. You merit the trust. And she asks him to promise her something. He says, I want you to promise me that this will make certain that I see this quest through to its conclusion. Be my strength and my conscience. Promise me. He says, I promise. And then Etria goes, healer. She's at the door of the cell. So they were out and she winks at him. Will Umther gave her a triumphant grin. Now, if they could only find Wisp. So we had to ourselves some exposition, and then Eretria did come through, and now they're like, let's go get Wisp. And then dun dun dun, the
Oh,
end of the chapter and the end of where we are. Hello, Tyrone Lethbridge. Thank you for doxing everybody. And Tommy. Yeah, that's all good. We're all doxed anyways. The government has us all in. Tommy, good day, Tyrone, Blackpilled. Everyone loves these people. Yes. So except everyone doesn't love cricket.
Tommy stealing my line.
Hello there. Oh, stealing his line. Hey,
Uh-oh.
hubby. Oh, that's so cute. So we have to stop because that is where we stop. So,
Yeah.
Steve.
Well, have you noticed that Eretria has never lied? When she makes a promise, she keeps it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you do have to admit, I mean, I was like Teresa where I didn't trust her at first. I'm like, okay, what does she really want? What's her game here? What is she trying to play Will for? You know?
Well,
Is she
she's
using her
hot. Of course, you have to trust her.
Well, but it's one of those things where is she using her sexuality to play him for a fool, you know? And that's how I felt about it when she kept flirting with him. I was like, she is nothing but bad news.
Yeah, she was coming on too strong to him.
Yeah.
I was suspicious. Because woman. We even don't like fictional women.
We don't like fictional hoes, okay? No.
Yeah, that's right.
Fictional women are okay, but the hoes are where I draw the line.
Yeah. But I stand corrected. You are right, Steek, and I hated her wrongly.
Yeah, same here. I really was very skeptical of her, and I'm like, oh, I guess maybe she's a decent person.
I say, didn't you guys distrust Al-Anon too in the first one? I think you did.
Yes, because I don't like it when people withhold information.
Yeah. And he was too, like, it was one of those things where Al-Anon could have been one of these, like, you know how they have, you know, in some stories where, you know, you have a character that's not necessarily good, but not necessarily evil. He kind of gave off that kind of vibe to me. So I didn't necessarily think he was all evil, but I didn't trust him 100% to be good.
Yeah. He was too suspicious for me. Oh, too shady. I don't like shady. I like complete honesty.
So with this stuff with Amberly and talking about how, like, you know, crazy it was, how she felt about, like, the Elcris speaking to her. Do you guys feel like this is a foreshadowing chapter and that something is going to happen to Amberly, or, you know, some major life-changing event? I mean, I don't know. That I just get this weird thing, like maybe she's carrying the spirit of the Elcris with her or something weird, you know?
Oh, and she's going to become the tree.
Yeah, or, yeah. I don't know. I just get this weird feeling that, yeah, this is foreshadowing.
She also has the seed with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything, though, because if I say anything, you're going to spoil it.
Teresa, I think you're on the right track because there was just something that was really bugging me. So if you're right, I would not see that as an impossibility, you know, or improbability.
Damn it. I'm not sure I like that, but on the other hand, it makes sense. Steve's sitting there biting his tongue.
It's like,
because you're right. No matter what,
I can't.
Well, and no matter what he said, what Steve, what you say, you're right. You would spoil it because if we're wrong, that's a spoiler, and if we're right, that's a spoiler.
Yeah, and there's only like 70 pages left.
True.
So, can't really do broad strokes about anything.
No.
Well, you know, because there's not that much left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But read the last pages fast. we can do a little hangout about it.
Yeah.
Well, but do we want to do a hangout before? Because
No,
don't we want to?
I don't know, but
Jacob says next time on Miss Martin Muses, we will find out. Same bet time, same bet channel. Yeah,
That's right. Because that's
Yeah.
the last section of chapters, right?
yeah, and I dare say those chapters are more intense than these, by far, and they're more awesome too.
Well, we know, like, from what they were saying, that the demons aren't done yet. So, yeah, it feels like it's going to be one of those books where it's a photo finish at the end, which I hope I'm wrong on that front, but I have a feeling I'm going to, like, unfortunately go back to nail biting for these last few chapters. I just really have the feeling that that's going to happen. So,
yeah, he did the same with the last book as well, which makes him a good author. He gets us going.
yeah.
I still think that Shay and Flick were better leads than Will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Shay and Flick are the better Omsfords.
Yeah. Well, and you had Leah. Well, we were talking about that earlier. Oh,
Minion?
I got to mute myself just a second.
The Minion was awesome.
Yeah. I was kind of sad that we haven't seen or heard from him. Now, doesn't mean that it's not going to happen in the next segment of the book, but I'm just like, oh, we kind of know at least what's going on with where Balinor used to reign, but we just don't know anything about really Minion's kingdom or his former kingdom, you know?
You'll find out in the next chapters, actually.
Oh,
Yay!
cool.
Yeah.
Just like a little mention, kind of.
Well, there you are. Well, cool. And son of a. Sorry, I just had a.
There's more
tussle.
Leah stuff though in the third book, a lot more.
Yay!
More what
Yes,
stuff?
Yeah, Leah.
Oh, okay.
Where Minion's from.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I called Leah the name, not the Nelia's where they're from. Minion's the name, yeah.
Or is it Lee? Minion Lee. I think that's what it is.
I say Lee in my head when I read it, but I mean, to each their own. They don't really tell you.
Yeah, well, because Leah, I associate that with a woman's name.
Yeah, same here.
Well, you would do that with Shay maybe too. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Androgyny. Well, cool. I just want to finish this darn book. I might even finish it today. I might finish it today because it depends on what I have to do.
Yeah, the last bit is kind of like you don't want to put it down.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's cliffhanger, cliffhanger, cliffhanger.
Yeah. Well, good. And it's not going to take too long. And then and this will, I'm almost positive that, this will easily be officially the first book that I finish of the year. I have upped my goal to 50 books, and I believe it will, I will be able to do it. Jeannie Mac. Well, and I don't know if there's anything more to say until we just finish it. we just got to land this baby. So, well, and before we go, I don't know if we want to, sorry, Jacob has something to say. Let me see. Jacob says, the demons have been a really good enemy in this book. Nothing has stopped them. They just keep advancing. Yeah, they're like the Terminator. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Myers. Yeah. All right. Well, speak now or forever hold your peace about the book, and then I might open it up to a free-for-all, depending on... Oh.
Well, no, I don't have too much to say, except all the chapters were fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do feel like this book is just 100 times darker than the original.
Yeah,
It's intriguing and, it's a page turner, but at the same time, like, sometimes when I read it, I feel very filled with dread. So it's very,
that's the point.
yeah, it's very conflicting because it's like, I want to find out what goes on. That's like, oh man, not again.
Yeah.
But then
I
I
think
don't
this
want
is
to
a
stop reading.
I think this is a better book though,
Hmm.
because
Oh, yeah,
the main characters are more fleshed out.
they are, but they're not as likable, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
Yeah. Well, you can see Terry Brooks is coming into his own as a writer, honing his craft, etc.
and there's
Yeah.
definitely no Tolkien in this one.
No, except that Al-Anon is still kind of a bit of a Gandalf-y character.
Yeah, but every wizard will be compared to Gandalf, really.
I do really feel like, speaking of wizards, I do really feel like any Harry Potter fans out there that the Dementors were kind of maybe modeled after the Reaper because there's a sense of cold and dread when the Reaper is near.
Hmm.
And the way he's described sounds a lot like what we got with
And
the Dementors in the movies.
and Hogwarts is pretty much the school in the Earthsea books, which she said she was a big fan of.
Yeah.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of in Harry Potter is derivative. Sorry, I
Yeah.
had to sneeze. But to be fair, so is everything.
Yeah.
It's the execution.
Yeah, and that's the rule. If you're, it's very difficult to sue someone for plagiarism
Hmm.
because you can't plagiarize an idea. You can only plagiarize the unique execution of that idea.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Yep. Well, cool. Well, so that's that. Anything burning desire? Anything you want to talk about? I'm really boring right now because all I want to talk about is Prince Harry.
Oh.
Because I am so sick of real life, or I want to see Jerry Springer Royal style. Black Pill Timon says Harry Potter's story is badly written. Interesting.
Yeah, but
I
he
don't
spelled
think
it
so.
Harry Potty.
Yeah, Harry Potty. Yeah. Too many days. Oh, I will give you that. Too many
Yes.
Deus Ex Machina. Correct. I will give you
Yeah.
that.
Harry Potter made the philosopher moan.
Oh no.
Book 1.
I bought with one of my gift cards. Actually, I bought the Blu-ray of Harry Potter, all of them. So I'm gonna plan to do a big marathon, but I had to finish The Godfather 2 first because
Ooh.
yeah, I started watching it on the airplane back in October. Actually, one way I watched The Godfather Part 1 again, and then I started Godfather Part 2, and then the new year happened, and those bastards changed the movies. So it wasn't there. So I was halfway through The Godfather 2. So I had to rent it last night because I'm like, damn you.
Girl,
And
I watch them every year. All 3 movies every year, every February around anniversary time.
oh, that's clever. Yeah. Well, yeah, we did that on Brown's channel.
Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah.
Did he do the second one?
No, he never did. Put it to a vote, and they voted some, I don't know. I think it was like some cheesy sci-fi movie. That's what the chat chose. I think it was like Galaxy Quest. I'm like, oh, lame.
Oh no! He gives a democratic voice to the chat.
I know. See what happens when you let the chat decide sometimes? They choose cheesy stuff instead of good movies.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it works. Sometimes it
Yeah.
works. Sometimes it can. Actually, putting things to the chat on YouTube is better. Well, first of all, chats are awesome. Yay. Is better than putting it on Twitter, because Twitter are people that sometimes don't even watch your channel.
That's true.
And then when they vote, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I'm talking about you, Brown, without you being here. So I hope your ears are burning over there in Europe. But yeah, Godfather 2 is amazing. And for the
Yes.
first time, I want to go ahead and watch the Coda Godfather, the one that.
Oh, girl, you'll love it. I bought it last year, and it is a better version of 3.
Really? Okay,
Yes.
because 3 was
Ugh.
flawed.
Yes.
I'll be kind. Okay, so well, maybe I'll get a better attitude towards it. The best part about it was the opera, actually.
Yeah.
At the end, and the son, he actually did his own singing, and I saw him play the Phantom back in the
Oh,
90s.
nice.
He was, well, you know his voice in The Godfather. That's his voice. His voice as the Phantom. Oh my gosh, we were all in love with him.
Nice.
Very, very good singer. And Jacobs had some fun. He had some excitement last night, and Al tried to get one of my chickens. So, did you fight him off with your bare hands? Let me know. Inquiring minds want to know. Yeah. Because that is exciting. Owls, and we have buzzards and hawks. And I used to let my cats out on the back porch, but when one of those would fly over, that's when I learned that they had some instincts, because they would all run back inside. But they never got them. But I don't let them out anymore, because Maple Leaf got bit by a mosquito and got an infection from it. And I was so pissed off because I had to pay for a vet visit and for her to get a steroid shot. So then they got banned. Tommy says, Twitter is a cesspit of scum and villainy. You must be cautious. Yes. Well, I told you, after my little run-in with assholery, I made the decision, this is my New Year's resolution, that I'm doing one-way tweeting. So no one please take offense if I don't do a lot of interaction. I just have decided, for the sake of my soul, I'm just not going to do it. Yeah, no, and again, so again, please don't anyone get offended, but I'm just doing one-way tweeting. It's just bad news. Rennie L left my ass off. Oh, okay. Okay. Black Pilled Timon Flip says, the Phantom is awesome. First comic book superhero I read. Oh, well, I'm talking about a different Phantom, the Phantom of the Opera, but that's okay. I'm sure the Phantom comic is good. Is that a DC or Marvel?
The movie is good too. It's fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Billy Zane and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, I should probably watch that then.
It was great fun.
Okay. Jacob Ironside says, "Oh, we get a play-by-play. The owl grabbed one of the chickens through the fence. He got scared off because of the commotion in the house, turning the lights on. Oh, holy crud!"
So basically, he was choking the chicken through the fence and got frightened when the lights in the house came on.
True, but that sounds like a horror film. Like the chicken's minding its own business, and then this claw comes through. The owl would have had to have thought that through. That's pretty creepy.
Tommy told me a story about his guinea pigs, where one of them had a little carrot thing and held it and started hitting one of the others with it like a club.
Guinea pigs are vicious.
Yeah.
Well, they are the collective. Tyrone says, Jacob Ironside, you have to hunt, fight, or eat that owl now to prove you are the apex predator.
Yeah.
Show him who's the boss. And leave the part of the dead carcass in the yard near the chicken coop as a sign to other owls that try to come. They this is gonna happen to you, dude.
Just nail him to the chicken coop.
Yep.
wings spread
no.
out, and the stomach ripped open.
Yikes. Horror
Yeah,
film.
and piss on it, so your scent will be on it.
Wow. Well, you heard it here first, Jacob.
Yeah, piss on the owl. That's the advice.
He says, have to go fight to the death, the demon owl. It's for your honor. It's for your honor. Oh, LOL. There we are. Hey, if you do it, you better film it. Oh, actually, no. Actually, I
No,
take that back.
don't film yourself pissing on an owl you killed. You're
No.
gonna get cancelled.
Oh,
PETA
no.
will show up and
Oh. Tyron says, then make dream catchers out of the owl feather for all the chicken.
Bro.
yeah. Actually, mix some of the owl's meats in with the chicken food, so they'll get a
Oh.
taste for.
Owl?
Yeah,
And they'll start fighting each other or eating each
yeah.
other.
Mix the owl meat in with the stuff you feed the chicken, and also put some cocaine in there. Will make them addicted to owl meat.
How are they going to fight? Well, I guess strength in numbers, but
Yeah. Use a file or something and sharpen their beaks.
Well, your logic is not off because then next time, Jacob, you won't have to save them. They'll just
Yeah.
become vicious.
Just have the hatch open. Maybe they'll rip a fox to bits too.
Did you guys ever see that movie, The Other Guys, with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have that speech of the tuna versus lion, and in the end, tuna beats lion. It's just reminiscent of that.
Jacob says peeing on the owl carcass might go viral. You know, you're not wrong. Tyrone says, yes, Steeg knows.
Oh my gosh, Tommy.
New movie from Steeg, Cocaine Chickens. Hey, I'd see
Yeah.
that. I'd watch that.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm probably going to go watch Cocaine Bear. Not even
Oh, I
playing.
will. Also, you need to watch Zombievers. They drop a tree on a guy.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. Frankenfish is another good one.
Frankenfish.
Yep.
Well, y'all heard it here first. I guess that's all I can say about that. Wow. You see, we give good advice here at Miss Martin Muses.
Yeah. See, now that your chicken will fend for themselves if you do as you're told. Kill chicken, piss on it, take some meat, mix it with the chicken food, and mix it with cocaine.
And film it all.
If one of them doesn't eat, poke it with a stick so it fears you.
Oh my gosh. Black Pill Timon Flip says, watch Chicken Park, Jurassic Park, but with chickens. Yeah, take that, Tim Pool, with your Chicken City.
They could do one with pigs and call it Jurassic Pork.
He says it's real. Oh, it is real. Oh, it's real. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we should watch that. That's cool.
Jurassic Pork sounds like a porno.
It does, actually.
Sorry.
Old guy porking a large lady.
Thought it was a dinosaur.
Oh, that's gross.
Oh, Sharktopus is awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Jake.
Yeah,
It
it's a
looks
shark
so
with
cheesy.
tentacles.
Yeah.
It drags them out into sea and eats people.
No, thank you.
Oh, it doesn't look believable.
Well, I'm sure it doesn't, but I don't. But then again, I'm the idiot that swims with sharks, so I don't know. Well, I mean, there's sharks usually where I swim, but they're little sharks, and I never see them. So we've only had one shark encounter where we've actually seen one, and well, and I missed it because I was getting my nails done. Uh, Jacob Ironside says half shark, half octopus. Hmm.
Yeah, Shroctopus. There's another one called Mega Gator versus Giant Octopus.
Oh no.
No, Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus. Mega Gator is something else.
Uh-huh.
I think in the Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus, I think the shark jumps off and bites off the San Francisco Bridge.
Nice. That's one hell of a
Yeah,
shark.
yeah, it's huge.
Well, I one day want to see the ghost shark about the
Oh
a
yeah,
dead shark. Yeah, that.
Sand Shark is one too.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's on the beach, not off it.
Oh crap! I was just walking on the beach. Now I've got to worry about the damn shark coming up from underneath.
Yeah.
Uh, I'll tell you
Oh,
what though.
and there's a shark avalanche one.
What?
Yeah, there's an avalanche with sharks in it.
How did
I don't,
sharks?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I hope they have a good explanation.
I'm sure it's going to be very plausible and realistic.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Janie Mac. Well, kids, you heard it all here first. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, I what can I say? Well, let's go ahead and wind this down because my brain cells are starting to disappear. The shark and the snow took it all away from me. But and I still have a cold. I still have like a cold left over from the COVID. It's ridiculous. It's friggin' ridiculous. I was sick for like 3 friggin' weeks. It's absurd.
That's not
Don't
fair.
yeah, don't get COVID. It sucks. And I got it either at it might have been at the nail place because I was not at the nail place. I was at the fantasy store, and then I was at church actually, and school. So I don't know. Could have been any of those people gave it to me, bastards. So, Rennie, what's going on? What's Brown doing tonight?
I think they're going to talk about the movie Nobody on Mr. Brown Alliance. I've never seen it, and I don't really have any plans to see it, so I shall not be partaking in this one. But I'm trying to see if he wants to do Godfather 2 next month. Wink, wink. So we'll see.
Yeah, I was about ready to say it better. I'll be there.
That's
I'll
right.
be there.
That's right. You know, it's such a great set of movies. And like I said, I watch them every year, in February for the Godfather anniversary. And I just don't think there's a whole lot of movies out there that can withstand time as much as these have. I mean, there are other movies, but there's just not a whole lot that are just so great, like, acting and atmosphere wise. And, you can suspend disbelief, but it's, a lot of stuff that happens during the movies is pretty believable because it kind of happened as the events of those times went on and they were kind of parallel. So it's kind of cool. But just kind of seeing the inner workings of the Corleone family is amazing. And I'm really glad my dad introduced me to those movies.
Yeah. Oh, I love them. I read the book too. Have you read? You've read the book, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes, I love The Godfather, and then there's kind of a sequel called The Sicilian, which Mario Puzo wrote as well.
Uh-huh.
And little known fact to some guys out there, I think you know this, Teresa, but Mario Puzo actually wrote the screenplay or the script for the first Superman movie with Christopher Reeve. That's awesome.
Yeah. which is well, there was other things that went on there, yeah, because everything was good about it until the end, but that was because they put it into 2 movies and stuff. But excellent. Did you read the other sequels? Like they were based on The Godfather, but not by Mario Puzo.
No, I have not.
Yeah,
Are they
okay.
good?
I don't know. I haven't. I see. I don't want to read them until I know someone that's read them that knows what the hell they're talking about. And Jacob says it was good to see everyone. I missed y'all. Ah, well, thank you. You're always
Aw.
here and participating. We, makes warms my stone cold heart. Speaking of my stone cold heart, it is going to be going on Jacob Ironside's channel rather. I forget which one I said I was going to be on. I think Princess Bride at the end of the month. We're going to be talking about. Is it Princess Bride or is it Close Encounters? What the heck did I say? Whatever I said, it's going to be on Jacob's channel. So sub to Jacob's channel. Jacob, please go ahead. Feel free to put your information in the chat. We're going to try to keep him going here. Let me see. Where is he? Does movie talks. He does art things. Okay, what did I say? It says because I can't remember. Oh, it is going to be Princess Bride. Princess Bride, everybody. So I'm going to be on talking about Princess Bride. He's also going to be talking about Close Encounters. Oh, I said I wanted to come on both. Well, yes. Oh, I did. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, I guess I could do. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay, we'll talk about that. I think maybe we had a bit of a misunderstanding with that because I said, well, it will depend. It will depend, but we'll talk about that. I'm definitely going to be on Princess Bride. I need to look at my flight schedule. But yes, but I love both. I love both, and I can do the solfege for Close Encounters. So we will see. Let me see. When am I flying? Well, we'll talk in our private chat. Princess Bride, nice. Yes, Princess Bride is good. 2 thumbs up. Anything else you're going to be on, Rennie?
Not that I know of, but you never know. Life has been really hectic for me personally lately. I don't know about you guys, but especially during the holidays, which are not typically busy in my line of work. So that was kind of, that was kind of different for me this year. And then, wedding plans and all that stuff. It's just been a little bit hectic. And I feel like the days have been shorter for me. So I just don't have a lot of time to do a lot lately.
Yeah. I know the feeling. It's like it gets away from you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, how is it already this time? It's like you look at, well, now your phone, it used to be your watch, or, the clock on the stove when you go to the kitchen for something. It's like, it's already 8:00. But I just got off work, it feels like, So it's just one of those weird things where, yeah, it's just kind of slipping away and not enough to cram into every day lately, or not enough time to cram in.
Yeah. No, understood. But, you should only do it when it's fun. Okay, by the way, Jacob, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm DMing you right now. Because I just made my flight tickets, and that's where I'm going to be flying out again. I'm a jet setter. What can I say? That's why I get all of those free earphones. I haven't bought a pair of earphones in about a year. Because maybe I'm a terrible person, and every time they say, does anyone need earphones? I say yes. So that's my great sin and my great confession. So how about you, Steve? What you doing?
This channel in a week. And maybe on with Mara for her Terminator 1 talk on Wednesday. If I'm awake. Because, time zones. And sometimes I swing by Tommy's channel. If anyone can put a link to Tommy's channel in the chat, that would be good. Because Tommy needs subs and watch hours. I think he has the subs.
Yeah, he has the subs.
He just needs the watch hours to get monetized, which means more food for the guinea pigs.
Yeah.
More food
You
for
just-
the guinea pigs to hit each other with.
They
Yeah.
need squealy fuel or squeaky fuel.
No, they need human flesh
That's disgusting.
mi-
What?
mixed with cocaine.
What the hell?
Yeah, and proteins.
So they can get a taste for human flesh. That might not be good
Yeah.
for Tommy.
That's fake news.
All he needs to do is have them on that, and then do something that will make them fly into a rage whenever they see a human that is not him.
Wow.
I don't want to pet a guinea pig ever again.
Yeah. Well, you don't really. I've never pet them. They're not really animals you pet, are they?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can pet them.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They
a lot
usually
of
run
people
away and
missing
squeal.
fingers pet them.
They have this weird greasy feeling to their fur. At least the ones that I've had the good
That's
fortune
blood.
to pet.
It's not grease, it's blood.
Oh,
Gross, Steak.
oh, that's right, Jacob. They had like this almost apocalyptic guinea pig episode on South Park a while back,
Uh-huh.
where these giant guinea pigs start taking over. It's kind of funny.
My piggies give me hugs. Oh gosh, yeah. Hey, Snail Messiah's here. They're vicious. Have you been lurking, or did you just come in? You're our other Scandinavian correspondent. Oh, saying hi. Yeah, yeah. I just got my ticket sorted yesterday. And I don't know, but maybe the meteor will hit, so we don't even need to make plans. So, Mario, yeah, that's that. And you can see me here on Miss Smart Muses, where I might be doing some of my musings. The musings really just depend on my schedule and availability, but for sure, this is also part of my New Year's resolution that I will be dropping a video every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central. I'm going to continue with the letters of J.R.R. Tolkien, some of the Fire and Blood background, and anything else. So please go ahead. I just came in, says Snail Messiah. I wasn't alerted. Those bastards. Hello, beautiful people. Hello. You're not as cold as Stieg, I think. Well, maybe you're as cold as he is.
No, Denmark is further south.
Yeah. But it can still get cold. It's not too further south, is it? Let me see. Can you
No. Well, it depends on
where you are?
Yeah, because Norway is long and vertical on the map.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We got cold for a little bit, or relatively cold for a little bit, and then it's almost back to normal for me. It was so cold, I had to get out my Icelandic blanket for my cats because they were just so cold. We're not used to it, but then again, we're still used to it. We could have another apocalypse, Rennie, like what happened in February. Was it 2021?
Oh, 2020. So that's the thing about this crazy state is that about every 2 to 3 years we'll have some crazy ice storm hit. So guess what? It's been 2 years.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I am not gonna lie, I'm a bit paranoid.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
Just always make sure you have food and an Icelandic blanket. Those things are warm.
And if it gets really cold, put up a tent in the living room and sleep inside it, because the tent will keep the warmth inside.
Oh yeah. Well, we had the fireplace going and lots of blankets, and I have a space heater that I don't need in the new office. So, we had all of the things that we needed, but, I got extra food and water as a just in case we lost power or whatever. But luckily I'm near a mall, so I don't lose power a lot here. I don't think I ever have, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't lose power either, but I mean, those that did that, the tent thing would work as well. Yeah. And well, Stieg had told me that, you can even build a fire pit like out of ice and snow. Like yeah. Uh, I have some wood for the fireplace collected just in case, and I think after what happened with COVID, I think we all learned that you should probably have a stash of food and toilet paper and stuff, if for no other reason than people will get hysterical.
Yeah.
Tommy says we were in the middle of some crazy cold weather, got down to 42. Yeah. Florida, everyone thought they were dying. I was there for a little bit of it. It was a little bit chilly, but by the time I left, it was back up to 80 degrees. So
That's the weird thing, isn't it? I mean, at least with Texas too. Like, so we had snow a couple weeks ago, and then this week was just like warm and muggy a lot.
mhm.
Only
Yeah.
in Texas, man. At least for me. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. See, I just got in on Wednesday night. Yeah, so I'm. It's warm enough though to go out on my bike, so I'll probably be doing that. I need to go over and see the relatives, get my stuff back from my cat sitter. Is my nephew. Curse him! He's going off to college though, so I'm gonna have to find a new kid in the neighborhood to cat sit. But everyone always wants to because I always look after my cat sitters.
Oh,
And well, you know what I mean. I
yeah.
pay the same rate that the professional services do because I think that's
Well,
only
that's really
fair.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then if it's someone you can trust, they're not going
Mhm.
to abuse or starve your animal.
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
which is nice because you hear all these things about like pet hotels and things like that, or places that you can put them up, and it's just or like a kennel, but then you like hear some horror stories from your friends and family. It's like, well, what do I do with my cat if I need to go anywhere?
Mhm. Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah. Well, and they can. I always let them have free reign, like of the house and the fridge and all that. But
Yeah.
yeah, good kids. Jacob Ironside says, "Yeah, it got cold. One of my roosters got frostbite on its comb. Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Aw.
Poor little guy."
The
Yeah.
cock got frostbite, like William.
Yeah, that's no. Can't use that one. It's
Ew.
done. It's a dead cock.
Snail Messiah says, "I am not a modern snail." No. Well, that's all right. That's all right. And I don't blame anyone for not being on Twitter. It's full of twats. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and quit because I hate humanity. No, it's terrible. I mean, I'm a horrible, horrible person. The fact that me and my mother, all we've done is just sit around and say as many horrible things as we can about Prince Harry. I mean, did you know that that'll well, okay. Here's another thing. I think did I tell you about how he said his quote unquote kill list when he was in the army, which is like really unseemly and stupid, and now all the Taliban are wanting to blow him up. It's like, yeah, you wanted your family to be safe. Well, maybe don't do that stupid crap. Dumbass. And of course the sex scene was not fun.
Oh yeah, not when you're watching with family.
Well, not just watch. No, he talked about it. He didn't film it.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait, what? Okay,
when Prince
that
Harry
makes
talked
sense.
about his losing his virginity.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
no, it was
still
thankfully it's
on-
only described. Yeah, if he had filmed it, that would have been very terrifying. He's not exactly a good-looking guy. Oh, and the other thing is, he made fun of William for going bald. I'm like, what an asshole. Okay, but I digress. Well, enough about Harry. Maybe I'll do a separate stream on Let's All Hate Harry because that's my newest.
William
That's my
was
newest
actually a fairly decent looking dude until he started going bald, and it's like, oh, yuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but how petty. It's like he's trash talking his whole family, and then it's like, and he's going bald. It's
Well,
like, Well, you're probably going to go bald too, you dumbass. Or maybe he's proven he's not really the real son, you know? I don't know. I digress. All right. So, speak now or forever hold your peace. Stieg, anything?
Um, you know, the elves are supposed to fill Santa's sack, not empty it.
Wow. Well, you heard it here first. You heard it here first. All right. And Rennie, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and quit. Actually, I'm sorry. Rennie, is there anything else you want to say?
Oh no, you're good.
Okay. Oh, one last thing from Jacob. Snail side, do you see you snail mail? No. Okay. Yeah, this is one hell of a day, and it's only just gotten started. Well, have a great day, everyone. Have a great day, and be certain.
Don't empty Santa's sack unless you want a white Christmas.